Destiny Udogie is Tottenham's best left back and should start there every week. Stay tuned to the very end to why I think that, of course, barring rotation. We'll be talking about why I think that, but also Jed Spence, what his best position is, and I think this is really important because I think Udogie is perfect for Thomas Frank, perfect for the system and perfect for the team. Stay tuned to the end to find out why. Also keen to get your thoughts on Tottenham's left back dilemma. If you're new, please do like and subscribe. So let's get straight into it. Destiny Udogie for me should be Tottenham starting left back, and what people have got to understand is there's not going to be someone that's nailed to start every single week. I think Frank needs to find his best 11. I think he's found very key parts of that. Like he knows Vicario is his goalkeeper. He knows that Porro, Romero, Van der Ven. I think he knows that most of the time, Paulinia, Bentancur, these type of players that are always in your team. Kudus. I think Udogie, you can make an argument that he's really in there, but there's on some positions, I think that third position in midfield and maybe the striker position, and there's some, isn't there, that isn't nailed on, and one of them would be actually that left back slot. I think Destiny Udogie's been out through injury. I think people forget just how young he is and just how good he is, but for me he's perfect right now because we talk about a Tottenham side that in theory is struggling to create chances and is struggling to score goals. We look a lot better, defensively, and we look a lot better away from home. So I just think, for example, home games, I think to fix the home form, some part of it, not all of it, of course, it could be like going a little bit more attacking. And right now we seem to have one fullback that goes and one that stays. Destiny Udogie and Porro are two attacking fullbacks, but I do believe they can improve defensively. I know there is worry defensively, but I think we can take that calculated risk in some games now Palini is there. So I want to firstly say that I think Jed Spence has done a fantastic job filling at left back. I want to give real credit to him because he's done such a good job that we actually forget that he's a right back. Jed Spence, for him, the right back is his best position, or was his main position. I think it still is for me, and his best position. It's his bread and butter. That's his day job. So I think the fact that we forget, and I often forget, I think, Jed Spence, you're having a bad game, what's going on? I think he's a right back. He's done such a good job at left back, but now I think with Udogie coming back, and because he's played there several weeks, for me it's becoming evident that Spence has done very good. I think Spence is good in 1v1 defending, don't get me wrong. I think discipline defensively, that's why he's been good. But going forward, I think there's limitations with Spence, maybe in general, but in particular, what I've seen so far in that left back slot. He'll drive, which is great. It's positive. It gets us forward, moves us up the pitch. But at the same time, often turns back. And for me, it's the cross that isn't there from Spence. He doesn't want to put the ball in the box. Very reluctant. And when he does, it's of low quality. But I also think what's costing Spence that he's not the right side. I think always at full back, he should have the right side. Left back should be left footed, right back should be right footed, etc. And he just looks unbalanced and just wrong. Spence is starting to look at left back because he gets the ball, it's got to be received to the right foot and he's having to shift it. And I know we were caught out a couple of times in pre-season. I think one was against Bayern, wasn't it? Maybe PSG 2 in the Super Cup. I think in particular Bayern, where he just caught out, the ball was come to him, he just didn't have enough time to shift it. So now I think Spence is very good in 1v1 defending, but I think you can also do that at right back. I think to have two right backs in Porro and Spence is really healthy. A left back to have Udogie, then for me we need someone else in January, because I just think now if Udogie gets injured, then that Spence out of position at left back, and or you've got Davis potentially, as well, at starting left back, and you can't be a serious side, and you can't attract top players and retain top players. No disrespect to Ben Davis, but you're playing someone like Davis in your team every week. So, I said in the intro, I think it's important to note there isn't going to be like a lineup that stays every game. The whole point of having a big squad, the whole point of the January transfer window, of course, is mainly to add quality, but it's also to add depth. Like, I know he's injured, but we kept pursuing around beside Paulinia. That's all about having depth, and you shouldn't have someone that like Porro that starts that many games. That's the only worry. And I think if you say to Spence that you're all the right back now, you cover for Porro, you can compete with, and I think that's two really strong right backs. We just need someone to support Udogie on that left-hand side. And for me, that January transfer window, I don't talk about it too much in this video and give too much away for future videos and get too wrapped away in an irrelevant conversation. But left-hand side's got to be key in January, a left winger, but also a left back that we're speaking about here. So for me, Udogie should be Tottenham's starting left back. I think he offers more attackingly than anyone does on that side. He offers more going forward than Spence. He offers more going forward than Davis, or even someone like Van der Ven if he were put to play rarely in that position, which he doesn't often do. As I said there, keyword rare. So Udogie for me provides more balance because he's left-footed. I think Udogie's just more of a left back. Spencer's more, doesn't feel as balanced, doesn't feel as right. So Udogie has more balance, but in particular he's better offensively. It just feels right. That's why I think he should be Tottenham starting left back. I think he's very good. He's young. He's learning, so he's got to learn a bit of what I've seen of him so far in Spurs shirt since he signed. Got to learn a little more discipline. We're talking about a player that scores a lot of goals and assists before joining Tottenham, at Udogie, and we've got to remember both our full-backs, Udogie and Porro, really are wing backs. So to play in a back four is big for them. It's going to require Paulinho and Bensko probably is to start most games as a double pivot. It's going to have to rely on Van der Ven and Romero and the goalkeeper at times. We're going to have to take this risk, but home form's a big issue. I think he's solved by being a little bit more attacking, by not pleading to the fans, or we shouldn't be giving in to the fans' frustration. But I think Udogie just has a lot of energy, a lot of legs. So I think Spencer's been great, thank you. But I think now move back to that right hand side, and I'm all for Spencer to compete for that left back. He's ever going to be crossing or offensively. I think that's Porro, but Spencer's better defensively. That's the thing. You've got two good right backs, a strong competition. I see Spence as more of a right back, and I think Udogie's very good, and I'm glad he's back and should be integrated slowly. Again, he's not perfect, but I think he's very good going forward. I think it's better than people give him credit for him, because he's been injured and because various things have gone wrong and imploded in around him at the club since he's joined. I think he'll get not the praise he deserves, let's just say. So I like him. Udogie should be Tottenham's starting left back. That's my opinion most weeks in the starting 11 to help Frank nail down his team. Those are my thoughts. If you're new, like, subscribe. Who do you think should be Tottenham starting left back? For me, it's Udogie. Even if I want to sign a left back in January, and of course you want them to be up to a standard to keep Udogie on his toes. And you don't want. I don't believe in second choice too much. Like, we know in some cases there is, like Danso and Dragusin are second to Romero and Van der Ven. But like if we look at right back Porro and Spence, there's no second string. It's fight for the position and find who does in the end being first and second. So I think it should just be let's just sign a backup. Tottenham should sign a really good left back to compete with Udogie. Anthony Robertson for Fulham will be perfect, probably not going to happen. But this video is all about why I think Udogie should be there. If you're new, like, subscribe. Thank you very much. Udogie should be Tottenham's starting left back. Come on, you Spurs.